In the last year, we've seen LIV Golf sign Rick Shields, do content with Grant Horvat, Brian Bros, and Luke Kwan. Anyone and everyone who's a big time creator outside of Good, it seems, has done collabs with LIV Golf. Only problem, where's it all leading? Who's actually signed? And what does it all mean? Let's talk about it. We're having a wonderful day, and welcome back to the Scratch Golf Show. If you're new here to the channel, welcome. My name is Marco, and I'm your host. Here on the Scratch Golf Show, we talk about all things golf, YouTube, and professional, and I love doing these discussion-type videos where we discuss things like what's actually next for LIV Golf. But before we get into it, can you like the video and hit that subscribe button? Now, what's actually next for LIV Golf? We've wrapped up their 4th official season, and this season they went all in on the YouTuber, creator, influencer, whatever you want to talk about. They did 5 versions of the LIV duels, and like I said, basically anyone and everyone who wasn't good did a collab with LIV Golf this season. Mason Nutt, Alexa and Marissa, other members of the Golf Girl Games, Bob Does Sports, Brian Bros, Grant Horvat, Luke Kwan. You get my point. They went all in on the creator route. And then on top of all that, they had kind of the free agency signing per se, whatever. Rick Shields signed on to be a brand ambassador for LIV Golf. And that's what I actually want to start with today, is who's actually signed on with LIV. And I want to talk about a couple other things, but Rick is the only one we actually know who's been confirmed to be a brand ambassador. I've seen a lot of comments going around the internet over these last LIV Duels videos, some of my news videos, as well as other comment sections of, is Grant, is Wesley, is George, whoever, are they signed on like Rick to be brand ambassadors? And no, they're not. Rick is the only one who is signed on to be a brand ambassador for LIV Golf. And based on my research, Rick has signed on to be a multi-year brand ambassador. So we are going to be seeing more of LIV Golf and Rick Shields collabs next season as well. But as far as the other creators, the Evan Thompsons, Micah Morrises, everyone else, they are basically paid an appearance fee for showing up. And they're not actually signed on to promote LIV. Well, they are. When they sign as creators, they sign specific contracts. Now, the contract could read anything like, hey, you have to post this many times on your story. You have to post this many reels, about LIV, the event, whatever. Let's say LIV Miami, for example. You have to add this link to the description. You have to add, ticket story, whatever. You have to come up, promote the event. And those creators are all signed on for specific packages. That's why we saw some of the guys shift in and out of the LIV Duels lineup. It's why we saw some of the guys show up to different events. I know Evan Thompson was showing up to a lot of events promoting on his story. He was on a different brand deal than a Grant per se. Like I said, Grant's doing just the LIV Duels and showing up to promote the event. But that's why we've seen people like Evan, Luke, Grant, Brian Bros, Bob Does Sports, all these other people interchange between the Creator Classic and the LIV Duels. They're not actually signed on with LIV as brand ambassadors. Now, the PGA Tour, I believe, I don't know, has actually suspended a few of these guys. We didn't see Grant or Bob Does Sports in the Creator Classics after the one at Sawgrass. However, we did see Luke Kwan, Micah Morris, and Evan Thompson, all these guys at the last Creator Classic. So who the heck really knows who's banned and who's not banned from either tour? So with Rick being the only official brand ambassador, and that's why he obviously hasn't played in any Creator Classics either, he's the only one who's actually signed on officially to LIV Golf, based on my research and my reports. And I actually want to talk about one quick thing here, because Rick was the first one to sign on before the duels, any of this was even a thing, at the end of last year, and Rick got a ton of hate. Now, I myself don't watch a ton of Rick Shields content, so you're going to have to let me know in the comments below. Was it because he was not a LIV guy, and then all of a sudden they threw the bag at him, and then he was a LIV guy, which, hey, I get it. If someone throws a bag at you, at the end of the day, people can call you solid. It is what it is. But Grant, Brian Bros, whoever else, all these creators, none of them really got a lot of hate for doing all the stuff with LIV. Like, Grant obviously did all that great content with the duels, Phil's 2v2 series. Like, everyone, all these other creators have mixed and matched with LIV, but never really got a ton of hate. And I want to know why. So let me know in the comments below. But where's it all going? What does this all mean for LIV Golf? They've signed all these creators, and Grant and Wesley and George actually did a video a couple weeks ago with Golf Digest, sharing some updates on what's next for the LIV Duels Season 2. And I think we can use that as some clues as to what this means for the creators, for LIV Golf next year, because I think it's only going to get bigger and better, because that's what LIV does. They love to throw money at stuff because that's their only solution to anything. Just throw more money at it and see what it does. But it sounded like there's going to be team captains, drafting, and it could be a season-long thing for LIV Duels. I myself would be very excited for something like that. I think as far as YouTube storytelling, I think having a season long where whether there could be a knockout at the end of the day, making it a season long format would be great for us viewers. And I think it would be more engaging. Now, another question is, who's going to be playing from the LIV side? That it kind of leads to a lot of things where I'm saying, what's next for LIV Golf? Some of these guys' contracts are up. We are coming on, like I said, that 4-year mark of LIV Golf. And some of the initial guys, Dustin Johnson, contract, I believe, is up at the end of this year, with other big names following at the end of next year. Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, just to name a few names. And I think for LIV, they need talent. They need, in order for them to do this amazing YouTube content, they need to retain not only the creators, but their players as well, and the talent that they actually have. Because in order for them to actually succeed as a tour, they need talent. They need people. They need people promoting the tour. They need the biggest names like the Brysons, Brooks, John Rahms, Phils, Dustin Johnsons, etc. But then they're at a crossroads. They have to sign, and all these people, like I said, they are, throwing a lot of money at these things. Just to give you guys some context on what kind of cash they're throwing around. Not only, like I said, they're throwing $250,000 for the prize pool for the LIV Duels. There were some creators that were paid well over six figures, 100,000 per episode for LIV Duels. So that gives you an idea of what they're paying the creators. What are they going to have to pay Bryson, Dustin Johnson, Brooks, when these guys want to re-sign? And we've seen that talked about on other social media sites that, LIV may not have to pay these guys another signing bonus. But if I'm Bryson DeChambeau, I saw John Rahm sign for $500 million. I'm going to say, hey, you want me to stick around at your tour? Add a couple more zeros to that, or add a couple hundred more million to that, because Bryson's probably worth more than John Rahm. I don't think anyone has grown more from LIV Golf than Bryson. And like I said, it just leads me to talk about what's next. What are these guys doing? What's the end goal here with LIV Golf? We are coming at a lot of crossroads. A lot of moves are going to be made. A lot more money is going to need to be, I guess, put into this thing for it to continue to succeed. Obviously, it's had a good amount of success. I think almost everyone loved the LIV Duels. Now, we are going to be ranking the LIV Duels in a different video later this week from best to worst, so come back for that and hit that subscribe button. But there's going to need more money in order for this thing to succeed and continue the growth it's built on. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.